We Said It.
Hello, welcome to episode 3 of Now We Said It, y'all. It's me, Quisha. I am here to recap season 5, episode 3 of the Housewives of Potomac. Y'all, the tea is hot. Alright, so before we get into the tea, I have a couple of things I want to say. First of all, I'm so sorry about the sound in my last video. I didn't realize that my hot ass, old ass laptop, you could hear the, like when your laptop gets hot and it starts running. I'm sorry about that. I've got it under control now, I think. Also, I did not recap Beverly Hills in New York because I listened to podcasts before I sat down to talk about it and my thoughts were compromised. So I didn't post any recaps on those because I don't want to be saying other people's thoughts that I heard. I kind of just want to give my own thoughts and opinions. And sometimes, I listen to so many podcasts, things just seep into my head and I don't realize that what I'm saying somebody else already said. You know what I mean? It's like saying stuff you heard. Y'all know what I mean. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, this is a Riesling by Paradise Peak. It's a really nice Riesling. It's not overly sweet, which I really like. Let me go ahead and take a sip right now, y'all, because I am on edge. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all, so I just finished watching the episode, and while I was watching it, I just happened to look to my right, and there's a huge ass spider on my wall. And I ran to get Mike to kill it, and when I came back, he was gone. And that means he is somewhere in here looking at me. I'm on edge. I'm very nervous. I got my feet up in this chair because I don't want my feet on the ground. I'm just like, y'all, I am deathly afraid of anything that creepy crawly creatures. I don't like that shit, okay? Y'all, I don't like that shit. I'm so sorry if you keep seeing me look around and stuff. I'm trying to keep an eye out for it so I can get Mike if he comes back so he can kill it. I also work in this room. I'm in this room for at least 8 to 9 hours a day. Well, I'm in here for a lot longer than that, but I mean, for work purposes, I've been here for a very long time, and I'm scared, y'all, okay? So if it comes on while I'm on camera, I'm of course going to keep the footage in because that's funny as fuck, okay? But I'm going to try my best. So let's go ahead and get through this recap because I don't want to be here long. It's actually pretty late at night. It's Monday at 10:30 and I'm trying to be in bed by midnight. I'm trying to get myself to bed at a normal time. I don't think midnight's normal, but you know what I mean. It's normal for, it's a little normal for me. Okay. I do want to talk about a little bit of the drama that's been going on with Potomac and the whole Monique and Candace situation and the whole trainer rumor drama. So Monique went live a couple of days ago, maybe almost a week ago now, to talk about the fact that she found out that people that were behind that whole trainer rumor was Giselle, Candace, and some old friend of Monique's named Gigi. And it was pretty much just a plot line for the show. According to them, it's not real. I also listened to another podcast. I'm trying to think of which podcast. Y'all listen to so many podcasts, so that's why I can never remember. But anyway, the person that was on the podcast was a person that lives in Potomac. And, she's she sees the Housewives and stuff around a lot. And she says that she never saw Monique around with the trainer. She only ever saw Monique with Chris. So, I'm not saying that lady's, what she's saying is truth, but I'm going to kind of believe it. Why would anybody lie about that? But anyway, so then we also have that surface where some old tweets that Candace said that were homophobic. She issued an apology. So that was that, like my friend B was saying, it's not up to me to accept the apology. It's up to the LGBTQIA community to accept Candace's apology. I would like to think that Candace has grown in 10 years. If she's the same person that she is 10 years ago, then that is very sad. But the tweets were 10 years old. I'm not excusing it at all, but hopefully people learn and grow. Hopefully you're not the same person you were 10 years ago. I'm definitely not the same person I was 10 years ago. So, I'm definitely sure there are things I've said 10 years ago that are embarrassing. It's very interesting that those tweets surfaced the same time with the rumor. I feel like it's just, it's all timing for the show and stuff, but those tweets did exist and, she's apologized for them. So Ciao. Then Monique also got on live last week with Karen. Y'all, when I told y'all this was one of the funniest lives I have ever seen. If you missed it, I'm gonna put a link down below to my friend B Stokes' channel. She recorded the whole thing because Monique did not save it because Karen was blammo, y'all. LaDom was drunk, okay? She kept saying, moment. Me and Ray need a moment. Monique, I'm gonna give you a moment, but I need a moment right now. So the people were going off in the comments saying, take a shot or take a drink, you know, every time Karen says moment. Y'all, if you did that, you would be on the floor. You might be dead right now. Tell your ghost to come down and have a moment. You shouldn't have had all those drinks listening to Karen say moment. The thing that kept coming to my mind, which I did put in the comments. Y'all, I was in the comments too. It reminded me of that, you know, that song, 188-2300 Empire Today. They need to have a 188-2300 moments. That needs to be Karen's phone number. She owns the word moment, and I'm going to take a sip off that moment. If you haven't seen that live, y'all, please go check it out. It is hilarious. Ray was nudging her, trying to get her off the live. She had just filmed Watch What Happens Live right before that, so she was already tipsy. Y'all know how they get down on Watch What Happens Live. So, y'all, Karen was litty. It was so funny. Karen is absolutely my favorite housewife on Potomac. She has grown. I did not like her so much in season 1, but honestly, even by the end of season 1, Karen had my heart. Watching her so drunk on Monique's live just solidified that we're soulmates, and I love her. All right, so let's get into this recap, y'all. It is season 5, episode 3, and it is called Sip and See You Later. This definitely had some good dramatic moments. Overall, I put it in a medium drama episode. We definitely got some good stuff, but then we also definitely had some like lulls and boring Robin moments. We pick up right where we left off in episode 2. We're at the dinner for Ashley's like coming out. They're trying to get her out of the house, you know, from having the baby, you know, a little girls' night. They are arguing is right where Candace said, fuck all of y'all. So they play that again. And, you know, Candace is kind of going off on everybody. It honestly felt like they were ganging up on Candace. And Wendy came in. She stood, hello. Okay, I'm back. All right, y'all. All right, so we made contact, but we did not kill it. So I'm actually even more scared than I was before. Because now I know it's definitely still in here. So cool. And I'm sorry if the angle's different. Mike kind of knocked the camera over trying to get to it because it ran behind my camera. Yo, all right. I'm so... All right, y'all. So we're going to push through. I don't even know what I was saying. I'm sweaty. I'm so scared, y'all. I don't like stuff like this, okay? I'm about to cry. Okay, so I'm supposed to just pretend like everything is normal. Wendy interjects. She kind of stands up for Candace. She's asking everybody. She's like, so is Candace the only one that needs to apologize? Or are we saying that they need to apologize to each other? And then Ashley rolls out. Ashley said, you know, Candace has said so many bad things about me. And then we see the tweets, how they pop the little tweets up on the screen and everything. You see Candace calling Ashley a concubine, a roach, a wench. And then she said that Michael is an overseer. I really do. I want to like Candace so bad, y'all, but she really does have a dirty, filthy mouth. She goes for the jugular when she has something to say. I believe Giselle said it in the first episode. When Candace is mad at you, she will try to find the absolute worst thing that she can say about you. Let's not forget what she said to Chris when he didn't want to hold her purse. She said to him, you are a piece of shit deadbeat like your father. Oh, he just didn't want to hold her purse and call her a princess. Now, if that isn't taking things too far, I don't know what is, y'all. She is taking it to the fucking max. So I see where Candace is coming from with that. I just want her to take accountability for the things that she says and know and realize when it's time to apologize. So she definitely needs to work on that. Yo, my nerves are shot. Let me take another sip of my drink. And there, here comes boring ass Robin chiming in with her little wannabe 2 cents that nobody asked for. She's trying to talk to her, like basically trying to like go in on her too. And Candace like, shut the fuck up. And I felt that on such a level because I want Robin to shut the fuck up all the time. Robin is so unnecessary, it's not even funny. She needs to be a friend of. I'd rather take Charisse over Robin. And y'all, that's saying a lot, okay? I don't like Charisse, not one bit. I'll take Charisse as a housewife before we have Robin. I'm just so sick. She is so boring. She's not contributing anything to anything. Her storyline with Juan is so fake. I can't even tell y'all. He couldn't look any more disinterested when he was talking about marrying her in the Giselle scene in episode 2. He didn't even shave. He doesn't care. Juan is just doing what he has to do to not come off like a complete asshole. He's doing the absolute bare minimum, and he doesn't want to marry her, child. I mean, I wish them the best, but they can do that best off my TV. I don't want to see it. It's boring, and I'm not here for it. Moving on. Then Candace and Monique get into it. Monique annoys me too. She has this smug look on her face. Candace is trying to talk, and Monique cuts her off. So Candace goes, let me speak. And then, speak, girl, speak. With this smug little face, with this dumbass smile on her face. I go so back and forth on Monique. I like her sometimes, and then other times like this episode was not Monique's episode. She is not coming off good at all in this episode, y'all. So she's like antagonizing Candace, being like, passive aggressive with her dumb speak face. And Candace is just like, what the hell? That look on her face is so like, it's like when you're like mad and you're trying to be sassy, but you're smiling at the same time. That is the look she has on her face. That is like childish shit. They're the ones calling Candace the child when it's really Monique is hella childish. Very. And so is Giselle and Robin. So who's the child here? They're all children. It's she's not giving Candace the space to talk, but steady saying, speak. It's like, okay, so how about you shut the fuck up and actually let me speak? How about that? And then give her that same ass dumbass smug ass face that she gave you. Bitch. No ma'am. And then, Giselle says that, the reason she feels like Monique is coming for Candace is because of the whole Charisse situation. Absolutely. Why else would Monique care all that much about anything that Candace does? It definitely has to do with that Charisse situation. She's definitely very bothered that Candace invited her to whatever that thing was. Oh yeah, to Candace's 1-year anniversary thing. Giselle asked Candace, how close are you and Charisse? Giselle stirring the pot. I'm here, girl. Stir that pot, baby. Candace was like, we're pretty okay. That is not how you speak about a friend. We're pretty okay. If you recall, I believe it was season 3 when Candace and Charisse were housewives together on the season. Charisse and Candace hated each other. Charisse was so rude to Candace, making fun of her for her mom paying for stuff. Did your mom pay for your ring too? With her slow, sleepy voice. So Candace hated her, and then she called Charisse a grandma and all this other kind of stuff. So they didn't get along. They're not friends. Candace is definitely bringing Charisse around to make Monique mad the same way Monique brought Kendall around to make Giselle mad. Does this seem familiar? How does that medicine taste, Monique? It doesn't taste good, right? How does that karma taste? You're getting the same thing back that you were given to Giselle. It doesn't taste good, does it? It's nasty, right? Probably got cilantro on it. I bet. Cilantro. Monique can dish it, but when it's coming back on her, which we see again later in this episode, she can't take it. She got to get out of there. I peep, girl. I peep. Yeah, I peep. And even Karen stands up for Candace. She says she doesn't understand why Giselle and Monique are trying to force and make Candace apologize, which is the same thing that Wendy said. Wendy also said, if you're sitting here forcing her to apologize, it's not going to be genuine. And that's absolutely true. And on top of that, I don't think Candace is one to apologize when she doesn't really feel it. I don't think she wants to apologize when she does feel it. So getting her to apologize is definitely going to have to be really heartfelt. And I do think that they need to apologize to each other. But Candace definitely owes Ashley a bigger apology. But they both need to apologize to each other. They both They both have been petty and very messy with each other. Back when Giselle was asking how did they know each other, Candace goes, she actually does apologize to Monique for not reaching out before inviting Charisse. She said she didn't really realize that their beef was still so fresh. She thought it was old and moldy in the back of the refrigerator. No, the expiration date has not yet passed. They are still very much within that beef, and I think Candace knew that, but she apologized to Monique for not reaching out ahead of time, and that was a nice apology. It was the most genuine apology you're going to get out of Candace. So maybe you better take it. Karen also agrees that both of them need to apologize. Karen was like, listen, this is not the time for them to apologize. I'm just here to eat my Chilean sea bass. I'm trying to focus on the fish. My food is getting cold, arguing with these hens. And I'm just here for my food. Let's just eat and welcome Ashley back into the world. I don't have time to listen to y'all try to force Candace to apologize because it's not going to happen. Karen has had very interesting confessional looks. This one by far is the one I hate the most. I'm trying to think, is this the one I hate the most? And I think it is. It's just not, it's not for her. Y'all know Karen and wigs. She's so hit or miss with the wigs, and this one is a miss. Try again, girl, because that wig ain't it. So Candace speaks up and she tells Ashley, I really feel like we need to have a private conversation when there is not an audience around. I absolutely agree with that. They're not going to get anywhere progressive with all these women around putting in their 2, 3, 4, and 5 cents. That definitely is not wanted or needed, especially with Giselle and Robin around, and now even Monique. It's just not going to happen. Candace is like, yeah, you have an audience. And then Ashley goes, you have an audience too, talking about Wendy. First of all, if Wendy wasn't there, y'all, I'm sorry. I am on a high spider alert. My spidey senses are tingling, bruh. I know that's not using the right way, but y'all know what I mean. I was just texting my friend Deanna about this. I'm like, girl, I'm in here with this spider. She was like, the spider is gone. Well, Deanna, it wasn't. He's here, and I'm scared. Candace says, we have to have this conversation when you don't have an audience. I just really want this to be one-on-one. And Ashley agrees. They toast. They head out. Cute. Then we see, when they put text on screen, white text on black screen, get ready for a little bit of behind the scenes tea. Candace and Monique are kind of talking. They're not on camera, but they are still mic'd up. And Candace is like, before they leave, Candace is in her confessional, and she was like, I reached out to Monique and I asked her, if I come there, am I going to be well received? Are people going to be nice? Monique was like, yeah, girl, don't worry. It's no big deal. We're going to be super nice to you. As y'all can see, she was lied to. She was set up. It was definitely a setup. And it's so sad because they should have been focusing on Ashley, getting out of the house and focusing on her, welcoming her back out into the world. But instead they were trying to ambush Candace. And I'm not trying to stand up for Candace, but in this moment, take a drink. She needed it, and it was true. They were ganging up on her, absolutely. So then they get outside. The cameras have stopped rolling, but they are still mic'd up. Monique says to Candace, I know you were going to be mad at me. And Candace was like, no, don't talk to me. We are not friends. And then Monique is trying to, it says like Monique tries to give Candace a hug with that phony shit. Candace like, no, don't touch me. Like, no ma'am. Candace says, Monique is one person to the group, and then when it's just one-on-one, she's different. She's two-faced, she's a flip-flopper, and I agree. I know there's a lot of people out here going hard for Monique, but y'all have to really, really look at the things that Monique has done. And she always is like, it wasn't me, or definitely kind of playing the victim a little bit. That's what I feel like Monique does. Y'all let me know. Candace said, you could have approached me at the party and told me or asked me why did I invite Charisse, but you waited, until you got around all these people to bring it up. Why didn't you tell me it was a problem at the party? Because, Candace, that's not how you do things on the show. You have to wait until y'all are sitting down at a dinner and everybody is around so y'all can not eat your food and walk out of the restaurant. You have to make it a restaurant scene. It has to be people at a table at some sort of gathering, and that's how you have to do it. You can't do it one-on-one. Those are not the Housewives rules, okay? You're doing it wrong. All right, so that's that scene. Then we get a scene with Ashley and Michael, and it looks like they're buying things for the baby sip and see. Let me tell y'all something. Is anybody paying attention to Michael this season? He seems to be an actor. He's acting this season. He's trying to come off as like an innocent, lame dad. Y'all know what I mean? It's not working on me. I see your creepness shining through. It's actually like lame. Like he's doing all these lame jokes and he's just like, it just seems fake. I'm not buying anything he's selling. I don't want it. Take it back. So they're buying things for the baby sip and see, and she says how she's nervous about having people touch the baby. Did they wash their hands? You know, that kind of thing. That's how I feel on an everyday basis, y'all. I am a bit of a germaphobe. I don't like dirt. I don't like feeling dirty. I do wash my hands in unusual. I don't think it's to the level of OCD. I would not classify myself as that. I definitely have, what do you call it? Mild OCD, OCD light. I do wash my hands, you know, in an unusually large amount. And this was before the whole COVID situation. I've just always been somebody that's like, you know, I don't like germs and stuff like that. I want to be treated like a baby at all times. I don't want anybody touching me unless they've washed their hands. Treat me like a newborn. That's what I need. Ashley says that, you know, she's looking at herself in the mirror and listen, she looks good, okay, for just having that baby. She says she looks so good. What she does, she looks amazing, her and Wendy. So she reveals that, you know, she's like, while Michael is able to appreciate me and admire me on the outside, he can't enjoy me on the inside. And I was like, ew, don't say it like that. Say that a different way. That made me uncomfortable. I understand what you're saying, but say it another way. And then she, you know, says that, you know, she's still healing pretty much. And she said they tried to have sex, but it didn't work. And he cried because he thought he was hurting her, which I thought that was sweet. They said, you know, and she said she feels guilty that she can't have sex with him right now because that's, you know, it's a bonding experience and she's unable to do that. So she said she feels a little bit guilty, which that's really sad. But, you know, they'll get back. I think he's doing other stuff anyway, but I digress. So that's that scene. Then we get, y'all, a boring scene with Robin and Giselle. Anytime Robin's around, I kind of tune out. Caught some bits and pieces of this conversation, but y'all don't really be trying to listen to anything Robin has to say, okay? So they get there and they're talking about Jamal. Giselle says that, you know, things are going well. Y'all, sorry. I'm going to zoom past this scene because Robin says that, you know, she's the last person to judge a man on his past. Yeah, we know, girl. We know. Giselle says that she became more attracted to Jamal. Different J. Giselle says she became attracted to Jamal as she watched him grow. You know, he moved to Atlanta, you know, became a preacher, and he was going through, I don't know, the steps to become a higher. Y'all, I don't go to church, so he was going up the ladder in the preacher game. And she saw him grow as a person and that, you know, really attracted her to him. I can see that. I still don't trust him though. Something about him, y'all, I'm telling y'all, it's that preacher energy. I don't trust it. She tells Robin that he's flying up to celebrate her birthday. Robin asks Giselle if he's gonna sleep over, and she said no. I understand she's doing it for her girl. She doesn't want to make her girls too uncomfortable, but girl, he's your husband or he's your ex-husband, but y'all were married. Let the man sleep in the house. Put him in the guest room. Give him a sleeping bag since you stay in a cabin. She says she doesn't want him to stay because there's an issue with the girls. They still seem pretty uncomfortable seeing them together. And she says, I thought kids wanted their parents to be back together. I watch Parent Trap. Girl, this is no Parent Trap. Why? Because you got twins? No, ma'am. If your kids grew up seeing you hurt all the time by this person, why would they want to see you with that person again? You know what I'm saying? Of course they don't want her back with their dad. They might love their dad, but they still remember what she went through while she was with him and even afterwards. So why would they want her to be back with him? I'm sure Giselle has said a lot of things about Jamal to those girls. So think about the things that they heard her saying about him and probably even some things that they heard him saying about her. So I'm with the girls on this one. I think it's weird, and I unfortunately don't really see this panning out well for Giselle and Jamal, but you know, listen, I believe in love, so I'm wishing them the best. Cheers. We move on to Wendy and her beautiful family. She's showing us, telling us a little bit more about her life. She has 3 kids, 2 boys and a new baby girl. She has her husband Eddie, who is very attractive. She said that oh, I love him so much. My man's so attractive. He's just my piece of chocolate. She goes, I almost called him Mr. Chocolate. Y'all know who Mr. Chocolate is, right? If you watch Atlanta, see, we found out about Mr. Chocolate a while back. Mr. Chocolate is Jamal. In Atlanta, back on Housewives of Atlanta, back when Phaedra was still on, they were saying she was seeing some man that they referred to as Mr. Chocolate. Cut to us finding out that Mr. Chocolate is actually Jamal, Giselle's ex-husband. Mr. Chocolate is on the show. We've come full circle, people. Yeah, so Wendy goes, I almost called him Mr. Chocolate. She started laughing. I was like, petty, and I love it, Wendy. Thank you. We find out, Wendy has 4 degrees. She has 3 master's degrees and a PhD. She works as a professor and she's a political commentator. So baby is educated, okay? I'm here for it. I respect that. Her mom is teaching her kids how to speak Igbo. You get a cute scene, with the kids and her mom, and she just stresses, that her mom was put a lot of pressure on her. She thought, are you going to be a lawyer or a doctor? So, just like a cute little fun scene with her family. Nothing crazy. Then we go on to Candace and Chris. They're getting things for Chris's kids, Candace's stepkids. Candace says she can appreciate, a good step parent, so she tries her best because she was a stepchild. She had to deal with step parents, so she knows what that's like. So she makes sure that she's a really good stepmom to his kids, and I thought that was so sweet. Candace's mom is a therapist. I feel like Candace, she understands the things that are important in life as far as mental development and emotional security and stability, but she doesn't really know how to apply them to herself in her situations, which is weird. That's how it is sometimes. We've seen her mom, Dorothy, and that is the last person I would want to get therapy from. No effing way will I ever go visit Dorothy for a session. I don't want it. You go in there and come out worse than you came, child. Chris is doing a very good job at pretending to be interested in the things that Candace is saying, but I can see it in his eyes. He don't give a fuck. Candace is trying to explain to him, the whole Ashley Monique situation. He says, it's very nice of Ashley to invite Candace to visit the baby, which Candace agreed with. I'm trying to see, was there any juice in this scene? Not really. So then we kind of cut to a different scene. It's Monique. Karen is getting ready to come over. Monique and T'Challa are going through it. Oh, I didn't mention this, y'all. T'Challa ran away. Well, he flew away. He flew away from Monique a couple of days ago, about a week ago now, and the dang bird came back in 24 hours. Crazy. That bird is very well trained. So she's potty training him, asking him, does he have to poop? Okay, here's my thing with the T'Challa situation. Does T'Challa understand human English? She's talking to him like he's a toddler. I don't even know if it's a he. Saying, T'Challa, you gotta go to the bathroom? Don't get on my shoulder and you're gonna poop. So she squats him, puts him over paper, and the dang bird poops. Y'all, I can't. Karen comes over. Karen's annoyed that T'Challa's on her shoulder. She's like, you're just trying to torture me with this bird, which she is. Karen calls T'Challa T'Choppa. She's like, T'Choppa ain't going nowhere. No, it's Monique's gimmick this season. Why you won't use the baby? Anyway, they're going back and forth between the Monique and Karen scene and the Chris and Candace scene, and you have Candace saying, Monique is a terrible friend, and then they shoot over to Monique and Karen, and Monique is like, I think I'm a great friend. No, you're not. Which is so weird to say, because she does come across cool sometimes, but then she just does this like shady stuff that's just so unbecoming, and I don't like it. Then we get a very uncomfortable scene. Ugh. Giselle and the girls are headed over to her birthday dinner with Jamal. The girls are clearly uncomfortable, especially Grace. She's the oldest one, so she's the one that's like really not here for it. The twins they don't really like it either, but you can see they're kind of going along with it a little bit, but Grace is like, what the hell is going on? This is weird and I don't like it. Y'all, it is such an uncomfortable car ride. It's one of those car rides. Have you ever been in the car with somebody or a couple and they're arguing and you're just kind of stuck there, very uncomfortable, like looking at your phone or looking in the distance out the window? Like, if I open the door and roll out, would anybody notice? Would anybody care? if I just rolled right up out of here. That is the look on Grace's face. She wanted to open the door and roll up out of that car. So we get to the dinner. Everything looks so nice. The food looks amazing. They should have showed me a few more shots of the food. I definitely want to like take a peek and get in on what's on the menu. I saw like some deviled eggs. I think they have some scallops. Y'all, I'm always looking at the food when there's like dinner scenes and stuff. I'm like, Karen, where's the sea bass? So you can tell everyone is clearly uncomfortable. Even Giselle, the look on her face is just, she's trying her best to keep things moving, but it's so awkward. And you can tell Giselle isn't even having a good time. And I think it's because, you know, she sees her girls aren't having the best time. The dad, Jamal, he hands the girls an envelope and is like, oh, I got you a gift. Grace was like, is it Nicki Minaj tickets? He was like, no, I made you guys partners in a new restaurant in Atlanta. I'm suspicious of that. It sounds like a shady deal. Why are you putting your daughter's names on it? I don't know, y'all. I don't trust it. I don't trust him. There's just something about him I don't trust. I think it's that preacher energy. I can't get down with it, y'all. So the twins seem excited, but Grace is very unimpressed with everything. She doesn't like the food. She don't like the restaurant. She was like, I thought I was getting something. He was like, you are getting something, girl. You getting a restaurant. Ain't no Nicki Minaj tickets. I actually felt bad for Giselle in this scene. You could tell she was sad. It was hard to watch. It was really hard to watch that scene. So then we get to Ashley's sip and see. Everybody's getting ready. You know, Ashley and Michael got the beer flowing. They love their beer. I appreciate that. I love people that like a good beer. I'm a girl that likes a good beer. I didn't realize their apartment was actually that big. It always looked a little bit smaller in all the other scenes, but it's a really nice size. I'm sure they're like some sort of penthouse or something. And you know what, y'all? Baby Dean is looking cuter every day. Now, when he was first born, he looked just as old and exactly like Michael. The more that they show him, he's looking like a little cutie. He looked really cute at the sip and see. I'm not saying he was an ugly baby, but he was an old baby. He was born tired and through, and I think he's getting his youth back. He's looking like a youthful little baby. He looked really cute at the sip and see. So Monique comes in and she's talking to the girls. Candace hasn't arrived yet. She's saying how she can't be friends with Candace on a personal level. Okay, whatever. And of course, Robin is interjecting, throwing in her mouth where it's not wanted. Here's the thing. I think when they're having these scenes, nobody's ever really talking to Robin. I think she has to speak up to get some camera time. I think that's the reason why she just kind of puts herself into stuff, is so she can have a scene and get some attention on her. The cameras aren't even interested in her unless she's talking. So that's why she kind of like chimes in and jumps in, because otherwise we wouldn't see anything of Robin, which honestly is the way I'd like it to be. Candace comes in, you know, it's a little awkward. You know, she hugs, she sits down next to Monique. They go get the baby for her to hold him. He kind of throws up. He doesn't throw up on her, but he throws up while she's holding him. And she has this, you know, sort of confessional moment where she says she's struggling with her motherhood journey, going back and forth on whether she wants to have kids or not. And she says seeing Ashley and baby Dean gave her hope. That made my heart sing, y'all. I have the same situation. I don't know if having kids is something that I want to do. And then I see little scenes like this and I see little baby. I'm like, oh, he's cute. But y'all, I'm telling you, I literally think about it for 5 seconds. I'm like, but you know what? I really don't want no baby. But then what about those 5 seconds when I do think about having the baby? Does that mean something? I don't think so. My ovaries or anything like that aren't really screaming for kids. Also, I don't like kids. They make me uncomfortable, y'all. I don't really know how to deal with kids and talk to kids. I get a lot of anxiety when I get around kids. They're running around and they're sticky and like energy. Maybe I just answered my own question. So Wendy comes in. Karen is still pretending like she doesn't know her. I don't know her. Mariah Carey voice. Karen said, Wendy who? I just think their little back and forth is so funny. Even though there's not much to it, Karen is like, does not have the time for Wendy. I find that so odd because I remember Karen thinking education and stuff like that was so important when she was talking about her daughter going to college and stuff. You would think that she would really, really like Wendy because Wendy is so educated that you would think that's something that Karen would really respect and admire. But Karen said she don't give 4 fucks for 4 of those degrees. Then Shady Charisse comes in. I have such a love-hate relationship with Charisse. She definitely, while she's not a housewife, she still finds her way to be on the show every season, and she's actually providing drama this season. So I'm kind of kind of here for Charisse this season. I don't like her, but I'm here for the drama that she's bringing. She's bringing it up and she's serving it hot. Monique is trying so hard to ignore Charisse. What's so funny is Monique is not good at doing that. She does that face where she's like, oh yeah, and the acting so fake invested in whatever her and whoever they're talking about. I think she was talking to Ashley. It's like that fake, like, yeah, and then tell me more, and then what did you say? Like, girl, you are not listening to one thing. I know you see Charisse out of the corner of your eye because she's wearing the tackiest outfit I ever seen. She was not dressed appropriately for the sip and see. And then it kind of seems like once again they are teaming up on Candace. Ashley goes, Candace, I just want you to know we're not trying to gang up on you, which yes y'all are, because you're bringing it up in front of the group again. I just want you to know that we were talking about you before you got here. I didn't want you to think we were talking behind your back, so I just kind of wanted you to know that we were talking about you. It's so funny because when Ashley says they're not trying to gang up on her, Candace's face is like, okay, so you're bringing it up again though. So yes, you are. Candace's face was like, you're not? Because this is exactly what it feels like. And then in Candace's confessional, she threw some shade. She was like, why are we again focused on me? Why are we not talking about baby Dean? Why aren't we talking about the things he likes? Or why aren't we talking about why he doesn't look like you yet? Bitch, shade. That baby looks like his daddy. Michael had that baby. Ashley didn't have that baby. And then, you know, Wendy chimes in and Wendy says, maybe the reason Candace doesn't feel comfortable talking in front of the group is because she doesn't feel like everyone in this group is her friend. And then she goes to Candace. She's like, do you feel like everyone here is your friend? And then Candace's like, you know what? That's a good question. She's like, no, not anymore. Not really. Here comes Monique again. She said something. She goes, and then Candace goes, and then they did that like little mocking each other. And Monique had that look on her face again. I want to slap that face, pie face. When she does that look, I don't like that. Poking at Candace. So Candace gets up and leaves. I don't blame her. It's like, stop doing this. They always say, okay, we need to have this in a private conversation. And then you turn around and you bring it up again in front of the group. Ashley knew what she was doing. Y'all know Ashley is the shadiest one of all. She knew exactly what she was doing by bringing that up again. It was just like, come on. Y'all already talked about how you need to have a private conversation. And here you are bringing this up again in front of everybody. And then so she leaves and Giselle is saying how she's a child and she needs to grow up. And here comes Karen again defending Candace. Like, Karen. Candace is like, stop saying that about her. She's not childish. And then Ashley goes outside to, you know, console Candace. And they have a sweet conversation. Ashley's just trying to get down to why Candace is so upset. And Candace starts crying. And, you know, she just reveals that, you know, she really actually thought Monique was her friend. So she's genuinely hurt by the way Monique is acting and treating her. And that can be very hurtful, especially when you have somebody that you thought was your friend and meanwhile they're going behind your back and treating you this way. I do understand why Monique is being like that, especially because of what Candace did by inviting Charisse, but it's really hard to pick a side because they both are in the wrong. All of them are in the wrong a little bit, and I'm definitely not somebody that's picking sides because there's no right side in this. But I do feel bad for Candace. Nobody likes to be ganged up on like that, especially when you have the freaking green-eyed bandits cackling in the background. They have nothing to do with any of it, but yet they are inserting themselves where they need to not be. Bitch, go. So she and Ashley are having that conversation outside, and then they cut to inside and Giselle is stirring up the drama between Monique and Charisse. You know, you gotta love Giselle for stirring up the drama. Word on the street is she's gonna stir up the drama. So, you know, she calls it out. She goes, you know, there's obviously an elephant in the room. And Monique's like, don't do that, Giselle. Oh, you don't like that, Monique? You don't like being called out in front of a group of people, right? It's the exact same thing that happened to Candace, but now that it's happening to her, she don't like that. And Giselle's like, you know, we need to address it. And Monique was like, you know what, actually, I gotta go. And they even said, oh, so when it's about Candace, you have all the time in the world to sit here and make fun of her, but now it's about you, now you gotta go. She's like, yeah, I gotta go do my podcast. And Sharice's like, where are you going? Oh, now you don't want to talk, now you gotta go? Because of what? You can do it to Candace, but now you can't do it to yourself. And then there's Robin in the background. Yeah, you can do it when it's Candace, but now that it's about you, now you gotta go. Y'all, Monique was out of there with a quickness. It was dust and smoke behind her. They shoot back to outside with Candace and Ashley, and they again agree that they need to have the conversation in private. Like, bitch, I already thought we were going to do that, but here we are saying that we're going to do it again. So they agree to do that. Cute. They have a nice little hug. Candace is crying into her folded up napkin. She needs to put that on a shirt because nobody can fold up a napkin and crumple it up into their eye better than Candace. So now that Candace and Monique are gone, now they turn their energy on to Charisse. They're asking Charisse, do you know why Monique is mad at you? Do you know why? Charisse is like, I have no idea what's going on. Charisse knows. She knows, but she's acting like she doesn't know. That's pretty much the episode. Y'all, what do y'all think about this episode? I thought it was good. We definitely got some good chunks of drama with boringness sprinkled in between. Overall, I would say this was a good episode. We get a preview for the next episode, and it looks like a really odd party that Karen is throwing. She's wearing a pink suit that is oversized. She should have got that tailored. I'm not sure what kind of party this is or what it's for. I'm assuming it has something to do with La Dame fragrance, but who knows? Who knows what Karen is up to? So then you see Giselle and Candace kind of getting into it. So that looks like it's going to be really, really promising. That's really all of the drama pieces that they showed us. So I'm hoping next episode is good. I hope it's at least as good as this episode. Let me know what y'all think. What are your feelings on the Monique and Candace situation? Are you on anyone's side? Let me know. How are y'all feeling about the Jamal and Giselle situation? Y'all let me know. Do you think the kids have a point? Or are y'all kind of rooting for Giselle and Jamal to make it work? Let me know what y'all think. I am gonna go to bed. It is almost midnight. I'm actually gonna shower because I've been sweating so much from my pits, from nervousness because of the spider. So I'm gonna shower and I'm gonna go to bed. And I'm going to wake up and hope that this spider is not in my room tomorrow when I come in here to work. This has been another episode of Now We've Said It. And I will see y'all next week. Bye.
But now we said it.